Before this video starts, I have to say that I have taken some painkiller today and I feel a little bit dizzy now. If you find my words are all over the place, that's the reason and I'm sorry for that. The past week was very exciting for our book lovers because we suddenly got the longlist for the Women's Prize for Fiction in 2018 and also the Man Booker International Prize longlist as well. And I'm here today to talk about some of my thoughts on the books on the longlist and my reading plans accordingly. So I'm not going to talk about the synopsis for each of the books because I think at this point of time you already know and heard about the books. But if you are not familiar with the books and want to check it out, I'll leave the link down below in the description box. I very ambitiously want to read all the books on the long list of Women's Prize for Fiction because last year when people are doing that, I was not on booktube and I so wanted to join. And this year, since I already have my own channel, I decided to join into this celebration and try to read all the books on the long list. However, I have already familiar with some of the books on the long list of Women's Prize because I have a reading habit. I don't know if it's bad or not, but it's to start a book and read a few pages or a few chapters and mark it as currently reading on Goodreads, and for no reason I just stopped and forget about it. So that explains why I have like 15 books on my current reading shelf on Goodreads right now, and that also explains why I have started 3 or 4 books on the Women's Prize long list and have not finished any of them. The 3 books I'm a little bit into are The Ministry of Utmost Happiness by Ariana and Home Fair by Camilo and also Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. And this is a book about a woman who has a completely ordinary but lonely life, and she one day rescued an old man with her co-worker, and that event changed her life. However, I'm only at when she met the co-worker, and the old man she was about to rescue is nowhere to find at this point. And to be honest, I was not very intrigued by the story so far. However, I heard nothing but good things about this book, so I'm curiously enough to continue reading it. And the long list of Women's Prize is a very good reason for pumped my curiosity, and I will just continue reading this book. Unfortunately, last year I did decide to DNF the Ministry of Utmost Happiness because this is a book actually talking about the LGBTQA+ group people living situation in India, and it's supposed to be epic and good. However, I found the writing of this book is a bit tedious, and there are so many characters in this book, but the development of characters are not very satisfied, at least for me, so I did decide to DNF it last year. But to complete my challenge of reading all the long list books, I think I'm going to give it a second chance to see if I have the right mindset to reading this book now. And I also heard some people really enjoy this, so I'm not that negative to this book. And the other 3 books I have physically at home are Element by Fiona Mosley and Sing and Buried Sing by Jasmine Ward, and also Manhattan Beach by Jennifer Egan. Thanks to the book of the month, I have some new releases from last year, and I'm so bad at reading them at the publishing month, so I have a lot of them accumulated at home and haven't read yet, and this time I think I'm just giving them a chance to read it for the Women's Prize long list. And the rest of the books on the Women's Prize long list I have not owned yet, so I either place a hold on my library account for those books to come in, or I bought some brand new copies for myself. And the most intriguing one is a one called Sight by Jessie Greengrass. This is a book very interesting because before the announcement of the long list, I have heard nothing about, and maybe it didn't caught my eye, but after the announcement, I just see this book like everywhere. So I'm very interested to see what makes this book so special, as well as some other books. Oh, by the way, I do want to mention 3 things about Elsie by Joanna Cannon, because I loved Joanna Cannon's first book, Travels with Ghosts and Sheep. And after I know she has a second book coming out, I got very excited. But the reason why I do not have a physical copy of it is because I don't like the cover. I know we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I just don't like it. Normally, I like the UK cover very much, but this time I really like the Kindle cover of it. So I kind of hope I can get a physical copy with the Kindle cover, but that won't happen, so I decided to go with the paperback from UK anyway. And that's my thoughts on some of the book on the Women's Press long list. And my video plan of it is to do a review of every 3 books that I read. So you will probably get 5 or 6 videos if my reading goes well. And for a very short mention about the Man Booker International Prize, initially I did not plan to follow the long list of the prize because I have so many books to read for the Women's Prize already. However, I saw a book translated from Chinese on that list. It was The Stolen Bicycle by Wu Mingyi, so I got so excited and decided to read the original language in Chinese because I can understand it, and why not? And also because I read way faster in Chinese than in English. So I think I can squeeze in the book in between of my Women's Press long list reading. And that's all my thoughts of the 2 long lists. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you after I read some of the books. And in the meantime, happy reading. See you next time. Bye!